about black people voting and all this other stuff, I'm kind of like, well, what are you talking about? Black people vote like crazy. We are very loyal and consistent to the people that we want to support. So we've got the leverage, right? Now, that second piece you mentioned, the willingness to use the leverage. I think that's something that is, I expect you to understand that because you're a man that understands strategy. You understand, the courage it takes to sit down at the negotiating table, almost like poker. Like I love to play poker. And with poker, if you got a gun and you're scared to use it, then you'll get no respect, right? You have to show that you're willing to die right there on the battlefield in order to get anybody to respond to you. I see those as masculine, more masculine traits. Not that women can't do it too, but I see that more so something in terms of how men might deal with each other when they try to negotiate or in a tough situation. And I think that in general, like I know that my fiance, she doesn't move that way. She's a person that believes everybody wants to do the right thing, and like, well, boy, should we give them a chance? Maybe And so I believe that one of the problems we have right now is that I don't think the Democrats, and I mentioned that to you, personally, but I believe that the Democrats and the Republicans too, to some extent, I don't think they know what to do with black men stepping up. Black men like yourself. Charlemagne the God, the way he challenged Joe Biden in that interview. I don't know who Charlemagne's voting for, but I told him, I said, that was a great job. I don't care who you vote for, just challenge these people, right? I think that they don't like that. I think that's why they shifted away from that to the point where they've said, we're going to leave black men behind. We got Kamala, the AKAs, we got the black women, and I believe that fits into a psyche that says that because we're dealing with a community that is fatherless, because of the incarceration events that happen in states like California that you were out there fighting against, when you're dealing with a fatherless household, a man approaches that household differently from the way he approaches a household where daddy's in there. If you look at the show Good Times, if a man's trying to get by, he's trying to go sleep with Thelma on Good Times, right? And the daddy ain't home. He's gonna sweet talk to mama, give her some gifts, and then go, be nice to the family, go to church with everybody. But it's the daddy. When the daddy comes home, he's the one who scrutinizes that guy quite a bit more than everybody else, right? So Thelma's like, Daddy, he seems nice. And he's like, yeah, well, you let me figure that out, right? Because he might be on some game, right? I see the same thing happen politically. I think that politically, if you look at this, right, you've got Joe Biden, a white male, with Kamala Harris, who's married to another white male. No disrespect to who they married, but it is what it is, right? The black man and our issues have almost been completely thrown to the side. Everything on incarceration, the wealth gap, all the things that we bring up, thrown to the side. When you guys like yourself go and try to meet with them, the respect isn't there the way it should be, in my opinion, almost to the point where they're offended by the mere idea that you even put pressure on them. And they're basically, I think, concluding, we're just going to drive this bus on without the black man. Just come on, baby, get in the car with us. We're going to just drive this bus and we're going to leave the men behind. As a black man, I'm personally offended by this. And I think that a lot of people don't understand what's really going on. If you look at most of the people that are walking away and challenging Biden, and I'm not just talking about high-ranking people like yourself, I'm talking about people I look on the internet. When I look at what brothers are saying on the web and stuff like that, I'm seeing a lot of men who are offended just by the way this whole process is going down. Am I crazy, or do you think that there's anything there that speaks to almost like a disrespect for the black male in general that says, if you're not on board and doing what we say, then we're going to have a big problem with you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it started, in a lot of ways with corporate America, when they wanted to go and say, look, we want to be more diverse and we want to have more minorities work for us. And then they was like, okay, we need women, we need black people. You get a black woman and you can knock out two birds with one stone. So that started to happen in corporate America, and it's happening in politics. It's more of a, if you get her, you don't really need him. He'll come along. And, it is very disrespectful. And we got to combat it in any way we can, and I think it's really about challenging the status quo. And look, we wouldn't be challenging if it was something real on the table. You know, people that say they are friends, when it's time to get down, when you know they have the opening and they don't, you know, lend that hand like you think it should be, you start to question. You know, like, yo, you said you was down with what we were trying to accomplish. You have the power. Why aren't you doing more to really help the real demographic? You know, and I just think sometimes the Democrats is into helping everybody, and we get left behind in that. You know, at the end of everybody is us, always. So